Hi there, my name is Erik and I play bass, and today we're going to talk about this, the TC Electronic Wiretap Riff Recorder. So back in 2016 I actually got to do a demo of the Wiretap Riff Recorder and the TC Electronic Sub-and-Up octave pedal. And after doing my demo video, the Wiretap was actually on my pedal board for a short while. However, I never found any real use for it, so it went up on my pedalboard shelf and it's been sitting there for close to 8 years now. A few months back, my good buddy Chris Horrocks posted a picture of him acquiring a Wiretap and putting it on his pedalboard. And then it dawned on me that, damn, that's actually brilliant. Because by using the Wiretap, you can actually record either your DI bass tone to reamp later on, or you can record your entire, rig if you're using a digital modeler like the Quad Cortex or the HX Stomp or what have you. So that was really an epiphany to me, and lo and behold, the old Wiretap got taken off the shelf and put on my gigging pedalboard, because I've been using GoPro cameras for quite a few years now, and they are great for convenient filming and all of that cool stuff, headstock cams and all of that. However, the audio isn't that good in these ones, and if you add the media mod to the GoPro Hero 10, you drain the battery quite quickly, so not really worth it if you want to, capture most of your live performance. Having the Wiretap on the pedalboard is actually a really convenient way to either record a DI tone or record your full preset tone, if you will. So the way that I've got it set up is that I've got the Wiretap is hooked up to FX Send 1, and at the very end of the signal chain on this preset here, I've got the send block. So that way I'm actually recording my entire, bass tone that I'm sending to the front of house. Sometimes you get access to, camera audio from someone filming at the very front of the stage, but most cases you're stuck with what you have, and if you want to make, content, you're pretty much, doomed to the GoPro audio. So this way you can actually get some pretty decent audio without having to have someone out in the audience filming. So one of the pros of the Wiretap is that it's really easy to use. Just press it once and it starts recording, and when you press it again, it stops recording. Like I said, I've got it hooked up to FX Send 1 of my Quad Cortex, and the output of the Wiretap isn't going back into Return 1. It's just, it's being fed a signal, and it's not, being hooked up to an FX loop, so there's no digital to analog to digital conversion going on there. It's just, sending a signal to the unit, and that's it. So I'm not adding any latency to the signal chain if you're worried about that. So that's really convenient. You just press it once, it starts recording, you press again, it stops recording. So the Wiretap records a WAV file that you can then sync up with your video footage. So just to demonstrate, here is some GoPro footage of me playing with the Symphony of Sweden a week or so back. And as you could hear, the audio is not that great. You can actually hear a lot of the string noise as the camera is attached to the headstock. And well, yeah, I mean, I could post that, but it's not that great. However, here is the audio that's been recorded using the Wiretap. And finally, just to make it a bit more musical, I'm actually blending the two together, which sounds like this. So there you have it. That's actually a pretty neat and convenient way to make content in this day and age when everyone is about content. So with that being said, let's go over some of the cons of the pedal, because there are a few actually. There is an app for the pedal. It's got a few years, behind it, and I've actually got a lot of problems syncing the app with my actual pedal. I've tried updating the pedal, I've tried, rebooting everything, and it's really not working. I don't know why. There is an app, and if you get it to sync, great. You can, of course, use the USB cable for the pedal and hook it up to a computer, which I've been doing to get the audio from the pedal to my computer. The USB connection is a bit of an older one. It's not, the modern USB-C. It's, I don't know what's the actual name of it, but I had to look quite deeply in my USB cable box to find the proper cable. uploading the file from the pedal to the computer over USB takes a bit longer than you kind of would hope for. However, it works. And like I said, it's an 8-year-old digital pedal that, you know, hasn't been updated for way too long and has been discontinued for, I don't know how many years. With that being said, it's actually a great addition if you want to make content on the fly when you're playing gigs and just, you know, you're in the heat of the moment, you got your camera rigged up and you just want to record your bass DI to make sure that your bass sounds good, or guitar for that matter, on the video that you're about to post the next day to feed the audience. So that's the TC Electronic Wiretap. I've been looking on Reverb. I think I found like 2 units available used, and they were about 3 times the price that the actual unit was when it was launched. I think it retailed for about $50, and these ones were not $50. So in the best of worlds, TC Electronic or someone else would make a similar pedal that is a bit more updated to, you know, the needs of today, with, you know, a better phone app and better USB connection. But for the time being, this one works really well. If you get the chance to grab a wiretap and you're in, you know, you're in the business of making content on bass or guitar or what have you, and you're using a digital modeler, then I highly suggest that you check out the TC Electronic Wiretap. It's small, it's easy to use. You press it once, it starts recording, you press it again, it stops recording, and yeah, there you have it. So that's the TC Electronic Wiretap riff recorder. 8 years later, that was my review of an 8-year-old pedal that's on my pedal board now. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. My name is Erik and I play bass, and I'll see you guys and gals and cats and dogs in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye.